Good to go. Hey, everybody. I'm a face. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to our channel.
Hi, YouTube. Welcome. This is our first sit-down video. Welcome.
Welcome.
I'm gonna cut it up just a little bit, but for the most part, it's gonna be uncut. This video, we're gonna be just introducing ourselves, who we are, the Floyd family, who this is.
I am Bobby Joe, aka MommaFloyd. Mom to many. Excuse me.
Too many kids?
Mom to many. Mom of many. Mom to 2 boys. I have 2 sons, and I have 6 adopted siblings. So there's a total of 8 plus a bonus daughter, 9 godchildren.
And two-step
kids. It's a lot. It's like 14, 15.
Mark.
Brandy. I know. As I said, if I keep going, it's going to be like a whole bunch because they all claim me as mom. So I claim them as my kids. So.
Alright, so anyways,
Yes.
let's start with where we're from. You from? For the most part.
Philadelphia, PA.
Yep, we are from Philly. Okay.
Born
yep.
and raised. Yeah.
Alright, what about Philly? Philly's rough.
You want to see where I first grew up in Alany. It was in Alany, and then I moved to North Philly.
Well, where's that in? Oh, Alany. Where's Alany?
Alany is like around 12th and Clarkson.
So that's near the city? Or?
No, it's near like Old York Road, where your Aunt Peaches used to live.
Gotcha.
Like,
I'm saying it for like people
area.
that don't know.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. So it's in Philadelphia, PA, Alany section of Philadelphia.
Okay, yeah.
After Alany, we were little. Then we moved to North Philly. Grew up on Hancock and Cambria, 215. Yeah, in the 80s, 70s, well, early 80s, we moved to Hancock. And then,
How was that?
That was pretty interesting. It was pretty interesting. It was really nice. Like when we first moved there, the neighborhood was
nice.
The neighborhood was changing. It was like an all white neighborhood, and then, yeah. So like the white people started moving out, and all Spanish people moved in. But it was amazing. It was beautiful. I loved it. Growing up in the 80s on Hancock was the best. I mean, you could just go in anybody's house. You know, if you're hungry, you're gonna go eat. You can go across the street.
It's on your street, though, right?
I mean, on our street, anybody in the neighborhood. I can go around the corner to Patty's house. I could went to Nikki's house. I can go down the street.
All right, everyone's so open.
Yeah, and if you're hungry, they're gonna feed you. You're gonna eat. So everybody ate in the neighborhood. If somebody's hungry, they're gonna eat. Somebody's cooking somewhere.
I feel like everyone was a lot more closer back then.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, definitely. Especially in the neighborhoods like that. Like, we were in North Philly, so we couldn't really leave the neighborhood. Yes, I say we because growing up in the 80s and 90s in North Philly, I was considered... I was considered not white. Yeah, I was considered not white.
Because of the people that you hung out with?
Because our friends and family were all Puerto Rican and black, and they didn't think, because I talk the way I talk or the way I look the way I look, I was just never accepted, and I just never felt comfortable in that scenario. So I was born and raised in North Philly. Our whole family is Puerto Rican, Boricua.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Let's see.
And I say we're family because our friends and the neighbors on the block, my father married in, so we're all family. So our neighbors that we were growing up with...
You got married to a family that's all already there.
Right, and we were already... It was the whole neighborhood, you know, so you understand? So it was like...
2 families collide.
You just moved in, and it was like your family and everybody's cousins and related. So that's the way it is, so yeah.
Right.
And still to this day.
Okay. That's a pretty good summary. So...
That's technically my family.
You see Goober? Goober's knocked out. He's gone.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe you can do a Goober ASMR.
But growing up in North Philly, it was a tight-knit community and a tight family.
Okay.
Like, no matter, like, there was little sections in there, we all are still close to this day. And it's about whoever is still alive. And 40 years later, you know, we're all still friends. We know people from I was 8 years old.
Okay. Tell me about Tony.
Okay. Tony was, I would say, my first boyfriend, my real boyfriend I considered. Um, we
Okay.
were, we met at a bar, yes. I was 17, he was 19. It was like a bar slash club. So, in there dancing, partying. Met him. We were talking for about 3 months. We were, I was liking him. Finally met a tall, dark, and handsome guy, and I was like, oh, he's so cute. And I was listening to them. And 3 months into our relationship, he was working at another bar with his mother and stepfather, or a friend of theirs. And they robbed the bar, and Tony tried to stop it, and Tony ended up getting shot and paralyzed.
Yeah.
And I stayed with him from 17 to 28. So
17 to 28, so that's
11 years.
Yeah, 11 years.
Yeah.
Lucky number 11.
Yep. That's why I said the 11s kept rolling if I keep thinking about it.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So after Tony got shot, what happened?
Left. I was living in my house with my best friend Patty. Patty was living with me for like 5 years already. Well, my mom. But
he moved in?
Yeah, she moved in. My mom took care of her. My mom took guardianship of my best friend Patty.
I was talking about Tony. Did he move in too? Or?
No. What happened was Tony got shot and was paralyzed in a hospital, and I would go see him every day. And I learned everything. I learned how to take care of him and everything. And I also learned that a lot of his family were, on drugs, alcohol. I was no better, at the end of the day. But it was a lot going on. And I just stayed. I just thought I wanted to help him and stay there. And I said I loved him. And, I argued with everybody. I was like, I don't care. You would have stayed if something would have happened. I would argue with people. And I just stayed with him and learned everything. I learned how to do his physical therapy, occupational therapy,
right,
tracheotomy, everything from enemas to everything that has to be done to a paraplegic. I lift him. I picked him up multiple times a day. Anybody who knows us, we used to party. We were partiers, me and Tony.
Party.
So one thing about Tony is
party video story coming soon.
Right. One thing about Tony, he was in a wheelchair. Like in the beginning, it was hard for him, hard for us, But after that, we were like, well, we just gotta live. So we partied. We went to clubs every weekend. I made sure that he had a good life. Like I wanted him to at least experience everything,
right.
And not because he's disabled now. So we did everything. We would drive down the street. I'm surprised he didn't get locked up for DUI. In that wheelchair plenty of times. Everybody knows. If you know, you know. You leave it in a comment right there. Y'all know what Tony used to do.
All right. So, what happened after Tony, or how that separate?
This is a very interesting story.
Daddy.
Okay. While I was with Tony,
okay,
I was working in a supermarket. And
what supermarket?
Fine Fair on Frankfurt and Allegheny.
Fine Fair? What's that?
It's called Fine Fair Supermarket.
Okay.
I was working in a supermarket at Fine Fair.
Fine Fair.
Fine Fair Supermarket on Allegheny, at Frankfurt and Allegheny. And
I know that place.
Your dad used to come in with your brothers, Andre and Anthony. They were only but 2 and 4 then.
Okay.
They were little guys. So I used to say their father came in there and trapped me with the boys. They were adorable little boys, just cutest little boys. And they would come in, hi, Miss Bobby. And I'm like, oh my God, they're adorable. Anyway, I've seen them a few times. Met your father. He wanted to date me. I was trying to tell him.
Andre.
Huh? Yeah.
I don't think I said his name.
Yeah, at the supermarket, I met Andre, which I call him Daddy.
My dad.
Yeah. He would come in and buy things, and we got to talking because he started smelling like weed, and I was like, oh, you got weed? And he says, yeah, I'll bring you some. So he started bringing in some stuff for me, here and there. And then one day we took a ride. He's like, let me take you home, and then we kissed on my aunt's block. I know, I felt so bad. And then I was like, oh shit, why'd I do that? It was horrible. And then I went home and felt like shit, of course. But a few years passed and totally forgot what happened. And a few years passed, and now I'm working in a beauty supply shop on Kensington Avenue, K&A Beauty Supply.
Yeah.
And I go to get lunch, and
When is this? Like, what time frame?
This is year 2000. He came out of jail. So when I was working in the supermarket.
Okay, Fine Fair.
I was working in Fine Fair. My house on 8th Street with Tony caught on fire.
Okay.
I stopped working at Fine Fair.
Okay.
I had no connection to Daddy at all. I don't know where he was, what neighborhood, how to find him again, because I stopped working at Fine Fair and he actually went to jail.
Okay.
So for 3 years he was in jail and I was with Tony. Totally forgot that we drove and we kissed. I'm now walking down Kensington getting lunch, and I'm still with Tony. He's on the next block, in the apartment.
Yeah.
And somebody's hey, how you doing? And I'm like, oh, who's this? And I'm not paying him no mind. And that's him right there. That's exactly when. That's exactly right there.
Really, that's when?
That's exactly the era, the time, the year, everything.
Maybe two.
Click on it.
Yeah. Boom.
So, this was year 2000, I would say.
I probably put a better picture.
Yeah, okay. So this is the year he comes out of jail, and now I'm getting lunch, and he comes in the store, and he's like, hey, excuse me, you remember me? And I'm like, no. I said, no, I'm sorry. I said, no. And then he's like, wait, you don't remember me? When he started talking, I was like, okay. I heard the voice. I'm like, I know who this is.
You know that voice.
Right. He has a distinct voice and laugh. So, it got dark, right?
No.
Yeah. So, we started talking, and I told him that I was with Tony, and he respected that. He was actually with somebody coming out of jail. He was in his own issues over there. But, he just kept coming back. He would help me take care of Tony, oh, y'all need something? Let me take y'all to dinner. He was just an extra friend. Mm-hmm. And we were friends then. I was like, no, I can't do this. I felt off, And I always said, if I ever...
Still taking care of him.
Right. I said, if I ever was with somebody else, I would not be with somebody. So I was I felt really bad with that kiss, but, that's just me.
Yeah.
So, being as though I was with Tony, I actually, when he came out of jail, it was about 3 months before I started being back with Daddy. I was telling Tony that I didn't want to do it no more. This was year 10. And I was like, I can't do it. I don't want to do it no more.
Tired of the stress, the drama, probably, I'm guessing.
The alcohol, the drugs, everything, the pills,
the
everything we were doing. I was just tired of the life. I said, I didn't want it no more. So I told Tony, I love you, but I love you enough, I have to leave you alone. And then when I started to find myself, that's when Daddy came in. It was just like, wow, well, what happened here? And then, so me and my friend then, your dad, helped me put Tony into Inglis House. That's a place that he has round care, 24-hour care, but he has like his own apartment there. So, cool. Yeah, so, at least he had his own independence, and I didn't want that too. I separated with Tony, but I didn't want to leave him out in the street.
Right, or in a bad situation.
In a bad situation.
Make you feel even worse.
With his mother, and she was very abusive. I didn't want to do that. With his brother, who never showed, just didn't want it to happen. So I felt like I was obligated to make sure at least he was in a safe place, and Daddy helped me put him there, and we left, respectfully, and that was it. Separated, and then that was another weird story. See, I separated. Me and Tony were separated, but I was still responsible for Tony. Mm-hmm. So Tony would go to the hospital, and then when he would go to the hospital, I have to sign him out. So even if Tony was in an apartment by himself, I was his beneficiary. I was his guardian. Yeah. So they would call me for all of his problems when he was in the hospital. Okay. So I was then answering the phone like, listen, he's staying with my mom right now because he don't have nowhere to go. I'm looking for somewhere for him to go. So then I heard there was like social services. So I got to talking to the people in the hospital, and one
They
lady.
helped you find that place?
One lady, I just cried. I was like, I don't know what to do, man. Like I don't know what to do with him. He's stuck at my mom's house. I don't want to go to my mom's house. Like, I moved out of my mom's house, not to move back. You know what I mean? But you know what I mean? And it's like, bro, I don't want to be there. You know. So he was there and ended up putting him in the English house, and then
Being with Daddy.
your father ended up getting a room because he was leaving the situation he was in with the lady when he came out of jail. So he had to get a room. So what happened is I moved in the room with him. And not only, wait a minute. Back it up. The reason why I moved in a room with him is because CPS called your father and said, if you don't come pick up your sons from his previous relationship, they're going in the system. And your father just came out of jail. And your father was like, I'm on my way. And he's like, I can't take my kids back to that house to where he was staying. And I was like, well, leave him with me. Now I'm still Tony under the L. So I'm like, leave him with me. So I had him for like one night.
Taking care of, having to get rid of Tony, taking care of him.
You know what I
Then
mean? I'm just
taking on these kids.
Everybody. So then me and Dre tried to separate them. He took one back to the home where he was staying, but they were arguing and fighting. So I'm like, this ain't working.
And it's rough to have them separated.
Separated, they were crying a lot, going through a lot too. So he got a room. I moved in with him so I can care for the kids while he was still going through his stuff and on house arrest. It was a lot.
Well, y'all made it work.
Wait, but then we moved into that room because I found out I was pregnant. Yeah, I found out I was pregnant. And then when I found out I was pregnant, I proposed to him.
You know he was crazy.
Yeah, he just didn't know I was crazy. You know, he was like, what the hell? He came up from work and I was on my knee. I'm like, will you marry me? I got the ring case. And he's like, what the hell is this? And I'm like, well, listen, I'm already pregnant and I'm not having no baby out of wedlock or wedlock, whatever you want to call it.
We ain't
having no bastard child. I'm like, my baby gonna have a last name, baby daddy. You know what I mean? So we were supposed to get married, but guess what? He was still on probation, violating his parole left and right. It was so hard.
I was after you proposed, right?
I'm pregnant.
And he got messed in trouble again.
Yep. And I'm pregnant, so he's still going through his thing, coming out of jail, you know, testing the water, getting in trouble, and I'm Susie homemaker taking care of the kids and pregnant with you. Oh, and then I had you.
My big self.
Yep. I had you, and then I had. Oh, wait a minute. Back it up. Because when I was pregnant, we tried to get married, but the dates weren't adding up or something wasn't happening. And I don't know. I wanted to get married before I had him. I don't know why it was like, I don't know. I was like, and then Daddy wanted to get married too because he was going through all the problems with the court system, and it would look better if he was married and with the kids and
having an official family and like having a household and stuff.
Right, and seeing, you know, that I'm fighting for him and the kids and the family and everything. I'm writing notes to the judge, you know, I'm like, please give him a chance, you know, it's just, it was a lot.
Moved into the room, got together, got married.
Yeah.
Simplify it. After that?
I got married
Stay together?
I got married we got married June 11th.
June 11th, got married.
2003, and I had my son June 27th. So.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I was.
And then, how long were y'all together for?
We were together since 2000. It was like 15 years, but married 11.
Okay, married 11 years. Gotcha.
Another 11.
Right.
Married 11 years, yeah. And then October 19th, 2014, he received his wings.
Yeah. Passed in a motorcycle accident.
Which caused him to have a heart attack. And it happened suddenly, you know. Woke up one day and 2 hours later, everything was changed.
Can't make that up.
No, and the worst, just a kick in the gut is he crashed his motorcycle into the back of his
Into
truck
his truck.
on the corner of our block. You know, so it's
like, it couldn't have added up anyway, and it just everything, things and everything aligned in a way that it did.
right. Yeah. I mean, unfortunately, he survived the crash, but his heart couldn't take all if that wasn't happening. So October 19th, 2014, I lost my best friend to an accident, and then a year and a half later, well, it was horrible.
That was what? Oh, what?
When he passed away, I was like so miserable. I was so sad. I was like balled up on the floor.
It was about like 2 years.
Yeah,
right?
it was horrible. Well, because in 2015, I decided to become a foster mother.
Yeah, but it took 2 years since that.
Yeah.
To
do the paperwork and stuff like that.
and then after you registered, like the year after.
It was like 8-9 months waiting
Really?
for a child. Yeah, it was a long time. Because I was like, I'm not going to receive any children. You know, I filled out the paperwork and it was a long time. I did it for siblings. That's why.
Next thing you hear, did it for a sibling. Next thing you hear.
Well, no. What happened was they called.
Oh, they
You
called.
want to hear what's crazy too?
I thought that's what I heard. Just knocks.
I don't know what time they documented the accident, whatever, but it was 10:30 something in the morning, and then I got the call for the kids 10:30 something at night.
Really?
They were like, "We got 2 girls. Can you take them? The only requirement, there's one that's 11, but I know you said 10 was your oldest. Can you take her?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'll take them. Bring them." Thinking mom's gonna get her shit together and get her kids back. Sure, bring them. But they got slick. They brought their brother. They brought 3, and I heard after that that's what they do to catch. But anyway, I didn't want to separate the siblings. So when I was looking at Lysander, I was like, "What are you gonna do with their brother?"
Right, just sitting there.
And he's just standing there like.
That's when he came to the house and he's just sitting in the back, like.
Yeah, like they're dropping off these little girls to my house, and he's over there,
just sitting there,
and they're gonna take him away, and I'm like, "No, what are you gonna do with the brother?" And
that's
I'm
the
like,
last time he sees his siblings for like who know how long.
Oh, that would break my heart. So I'm like, "Can he stay?" And they're like, "Well, do you have the room?" I said, "I'll make the room." So I did have the space.
Was it the same night? You went out and got the bed?
Yeah. No, the next morning. So that night.
I swear it was the night.
No, that night. It was like 10 something at night. So what happened was I said, in the morning, I will buy another bunk bed, and I would put the bunk bed up in my room with my son, Jeremiah. So it would be Lysander and Jeremiah, and then it would be the girls in the other room. So they came back in the morning. Well, first they had to like call the supervisor and ask if he can stay, and they were like, "Sure, you're making my life easier." And I'm like, "Bet." Bet.
Okay, I guess.
Yeah. So he stayed, and the next day he had everything that he needed, clothes. I did everything. I brought everything because they didn't bring nothing for the kids.
They just had a book bag, right?
They took them from school.
Bag full of stuff, right?
No. That was after. That was a few days after they got a bag of stuff.
Yeah, but wasn't that their stuff though?
Yeah, it was a trash bag.
Okay, yeah. So was it?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But it wasn't nothing that fit.
It wasn't anything good.
No.
Barely filled bag.
Yeah, they got the kids right from school and then brought them to the place and then to our home. Yeah. So I kept all 3.
And then, how'd you get more? How long later? 3. Which was Lysander, Serenity,
after learning the
and Destiny.
case. Yeah, that's the first thing.
Serenity, Lysander, Destiny.
Yep. And I had them the longest. I had them October 19th. There was a spirit. October 19th, 2016.
Okay.
I got them the same day that my husband passed away, 2 years to the day. I took that as a sign.
Right. Another coincidence.
Yeah, I took that as a sign. Like my husband was like, "Here, take the kids." Stop crying. And then getting the kids, it was a totally different experience because I thought foster care, like you get the kids and you give them back.
Right. Well, yeah, that sounds.
That's what I thought foster care was. Learning it and everything. Hold on, I'm being summoned. Come on, Ole.
Come on, dog. Come on. Come on.
Up here, this way.
Where are you going?
This way. Where you going?
Oh my goodness.
Tell me,
Mello wanted to join the video.
Yeah.
Say hi, Mel.
She can do whatever she
Mel.
likes.
Say hi to the video.
Say hi. Say I love you.
Say I love you.
Say I love you.
Say I love you.
I love you.
There we go. Good girl.
I love you more. Y'all heard that.
That's my dog Mello. Me and my dad picked her out.
Yep.
I named her.
That's my baby. That's my spirit baby.
Give me a cup.
She's my therapy
Give me a
dog.
cup. Give me a cup. All right, we're back. Before we run out of footage, where'd she just go? Oh my God, she's circling me. Ran out of storage real quick, but we are back. Anyways, we were saying you adopted Lysander, Serenity, Destiny.
No, I fostered.
You fostered them.
Yeah, I was fostering the 3, and then throughout the case, learning that
Learning more.
Yeah, mom was losing her rights to the kids, and the kids would be separated in the state. I didn't want
What
to
was
separate
going on?
the siblings. Yeah.
Especially in the household, a lot going on.
Yeah, a lot going on. So I just wanted to keep the kids together, and found out Honesty was with another foster mother, and asked the company.
Going through it, yeah.
Yeah, going through problems over there. I said, well, can she come with her siblings? They agreed. I made the space. Got Honesty, and then
So that's 4 kids being fostered.
in 2017, yes.
All right.
And then 2018, I got the 2 little ones. At
Gotcha.
the end of November,
August and Adrian.
I surprised the older ones with the little ones.
Yeah, we got that footage somewhere.
I do. I surprised them. I didn't let them know. I told them that there was a possibility that I would get the kids, but I had to show that I had the space and the beds. So I did that, and the kids questioned. It was about a month. And you're like, well, why are the beds here if the boys ain't coming? And I'm like, I don't know. I just had to make sure. And then they knocked on the door. Yeah. And
They
then
were
I
all
just,
excited.
yeah.
I remember that.
So they were still in the system under foster care. But
In 2018,
Yeah, in
6
2018.
fostered. 6 fostered siblings.
Yes. Yep.
News article.
Yes, the news articles there.
Right. I hope I remember.
Right. Yeah. So after that, mom's rights were terminated. The kids were going to be separated, and I decided I would adopt them all. To keep them together and
Yeah.
do what's best for them. So I did.
And what year was that?
2020, I adopted the 4 little ones.
Yeah.
February 19th, 2020, and May 4th, 2021, I adopted the 2 oldest.
Okay. Gotcha. 6 adopted siblings.
Yes.
2
That-
biological siblings.
I made a total of 8, and then May 4th, I adopted the 2 little
The
ones.
2 older ones.
May 5th, our house was up for sale in Philly,
Yeah.
looking for homes over here already,
And then we moved down to Texas with you, your sister, aunt, and all of us.
9 kids with Carol.
And Carol.
Yep. And a dog and a cat. Cats.
Multiple cats.
It was 2 cats and a dog, and
And
me
the next
and my 9
thing
kids
you
and my
know,
sister.
we're still here in Texas. We have now
3 dogs.
3 dogs.
4 cats.
What happened?
Oh, Lord.
Each one of them got a story of their own.
Yeah, don't forget to watch the episode of Roman to the Rescue, too, when we adopted
Yeah, Roman to the
Farley.
Rescue, I don't know what season, episode 11.
Season
Right.
1, episode 10.
10. No, it wasn't 11, 10.
Season 1, episode 10. Her name is Farrah on the show, but you'll see me.
Isn't episode 11 named Charlie?
I think it is. That's why they.
Is it?
That's why they had her name as Charlie. Farrah on the show, because they said we already have a Charlie.
Yeah, that's
that
funny though,
episode.
but the episode 11 is...
Yeah,
Charlie.
episode 11 is Charlie. And
So
Charlie.
yeah, we changed the name from Farrah to Charlie. It's funny.
Yeah, it was originally Charlie, but we changed it Farrah on the show, and then when I got her, I changed. Some call her Farrah, some call her Charlie.
Yeah.
She's
Wishy-washy.
calling now.
And here is the queen. Come on, Charlie. Come on, Charlie. Come on.
And
That's my
this-
Charlie.
And this is Charlie Girl. Go watch her episode, right, Charlie?
Okay. I think that was a.
Thank you for watching, guys. I appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed the crazy
Wait,
stories.
I'm trying to talk too.
And let us know if you want to see more, because I'm just saying we're going to run out of space right here.
No. But yeah, that was a pretty good summary, I think, of just a quick summary of, I don't know, like a
Bits
couple.
and pieces of everything.
Yeah, a couple like decades, of your life.
Yeah.
A couple of those decades, she's a little.
We kind of cut through it really fast. But there's a lot of shit in between. Just let us know, and we'll be story timing.
If you ever watch to the end, if there's anyone watching this at all, I doubt, but if there is, no, I don't doubt. I really hope though. But
Subscribe.
yeah, you should subscribe and let us know in the comments if you have any ideas, what you want to hear, what kind of
And
stories.
let them know that you do watch.
Yeah, that
And you
too.
want to watch. There's some crazy stories, but I
She
swear
gonna-
on everything I love.
She's gonna be yapping away. Y'all gonna like it though.
They're crazy stories. They want me to talk, and then they want me to shut up, and then
We'll get better, and we'll include some photos and proof of everything, because we did not die. That's good.
It's a lot.
We did good.
It's a lot. Oh,
Cheers.
Yay!